Well, it's a beautiful yet extremely hot day outside for some doubleheader action in the OVL. It's your Hoptown Hoppers, 16-5, taking on the Madisonville Miners up here in Madisonville with a 5-15 record. They sit in 5th place. Well, everyone, my name is Colin Carruthers, bringing you today's action here on the Hoptown Hoppers TV network. We'll explain how the doubleheader will work in a second. I don't know if it looks like they're skipping the national anthem. So we're going to jump right into this thing. Got ready for first pitch with a doubleheader. So first, let's explain how this will work. It's our first doubleheader of the year after a rain out the last time we were here. So we're making it up today. It'll be 2 7-inning games. Of course, there would be a sudden death if they're still tied after 7, and a run rule after 5 if one team is leading by 10 or more up to that point. So they'll play one game here, 7 innings, and then about 30 minutes or so afterwards, they'll play the second game. And don't worry, you don't need to find a new link. We'll keep our broadcast right here the entire time on this one singular link. So just about set now. Let's go over the starting nine for your Hoptown Hoppers squad in Game 1 today. Leading things off for him will be the shortstop, Hayden Hunt. Right behind him is Brennan Gibson playing center field. Batting third is Brennan Mueller, the left fielder. Dom Hartman's batting fourth and playing third. Behind him, Connor Scheidt playing first. Sixth batting is Nick Johnson, the DH today for your Hoppers. And then 7, 8, 9 will be Gavin Powell, Carson Knowles, and the right fielder, Easton Beatty. The starting pitcher will be Brady Leonard, which we'll get to here in a moment. Starting pitcher, though, for the Madisonville Miners will be it's Kalen Clarkson, just a newer addition to the team, though he's already made a few appearances. Gotten 4 total innings, where he carries a 2.25 ERA going into today's contest. So just about all set and ready to go for Game 1 of 2 in Madisonville. Hayden Hunt, the batter, in the right-handed box to get us rolling against Clarkson, the left-handed dealer for the Miners. So Reddy's up on the rubber and decides that he will throw the first pitch, and we're underway. It's called a strike with a fastball. Set up here in the stands today, no table, nothing much to really balance things on, so I'm juggling a few things. But we're going to make it work and have a great day. No balls, 1 strike as Clarkson comes back. Hunt, ground ball left side. Shortstop dives and stops it, but there's no attempt for a throw, and Hunt gets on with a leadoff infield single. 1 on early. That brings up Brennan Gibson. And while he approaches, we'll take a look at the defensive alignments for the Madisonville Miners. In the outfield, from left to right, is Isaiah Smith, Trent Prosperi, and Tanner Wallace. In the infield at third is Jaden Hernandez. Colin Holmes is the shortstop. Mitch Minen is playing second. And Elijah Jordan is the first baseman. Tonight's backstop is Landon Volner. Pitch from Clarkson, and Gibson leaves it outside for ball 1. So 1-0 count as we're getting started here pretty quickly. Gibson also a right-handed hitter, the face to lefty. It's a positive right now for the Hoppers. They have a lot of righties throughout this lineup today, as well as in their roster in general, so facing a lefty actually kind of benefits them. Pitch outside and away, and now it's a 2-0 count to Gibson. Gibson did play in yesterday's contest, had a pretty good day, and ended up getting his 4th stolen base of the summer. So now Clarkson still working from the stretch. Leg kicks and will throw a pickoff move over towards first, not in time. Runner back in safely. I realized I just looked over. The camera has moved again because, again, we're set up in the stands here in Madisonville, and you can barely see the pitcher. Let me fix that for you in a second when I can balance everything else in my life. 2 balls, no strikes. Pitch to Gibson is left high and away again. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Let's see if we can do this quickly as we slowly work into this game. Let's push it over. You know what? Hopefully it stays there now. Let's just hope for the best. If not, we might just stick with a wide angle. Clarkson again set from the left side of the river. He'll like kick and fire. The Gibson is a curveball that misses near the shoelaces. And the first 2 guys are aboard looking to get a quick start. And Madisonville, I'm sure they would love it. Today is about hydration and keeping yourself cool. And with it being a doubleheader, it's almost all hands on deck. Of course, Hudson Hamilton started yesterday. You don't expect him to pitch, but you do expect a decent amount of arms, and almost everyone that can hit will come up. I know there's some guys that are truly off today, but for the most part, a good amount of players are coming up to the dish in today's game and second one as well. So if your favorite hopper isn't playing in this one, stay tuned for the second one. They'll probably answer. First pitch to Mueller in the left-handed box, called strike with the off-speed. Mueller, the left fielder today, has got 2 on to begin his at-bat. Mueller did not play yesterday against Fulton in that victory for the Hoppers. They're moving to 16-5 and tie last year's win total before the month of June completes. Next pitch ripped out towards right field, and that one, the center fielder looks like he's going to call him off, and he will. Trent Prosperi catches it, and the runner, Hayden Hunt, tags out from second to third, and there's no throw into or there, so runners on the corners with only 1 out. You're in a prime position to bring a guy in. Good hit from Mueller. Pretty much does the job. It's all you're looking for in that situation. No one on. You've got 2 on over on the right side. You're pushing one deep right field, maybe right center field, and if you do that, that's the job very well done. So now the cleanup batter, Dom Hartman, who's playing third today, steps up. Team leader with RBIs. He's got 24 of them, and 90 feet away stands number 25 on the season. The lefty and righty matchup as Clarkson looks over the first, then delivers as the runner takes off. There's a throw down towards first, no pickoff from the shortstop. It goes all the way through, but doesn't matter as Gibson has his 5th stolen base of the summer. Pitch also missed, so it's a 1-0 count to Dom Hartman. Ready to try to get the Hoppers on the board quickly with only a third of the attempt, the first completed. He's got 2 out there in scoring position. Clarkson set again. With a leg kick, he'll deal, and he'll leave it in the dirt. It's good block by Vollner. Count 2 balls and no strikes to Dom Hartman. He just turned back to the dugout and kind of made that face when you go, ooh. You know, when you see something, you just go, ooh. That's the pitch he just made, the face he just made because of that pitch. Yesterday, he also got a double that extended his hit streak to 7 straight games he's played in. Not 7 games in total. I like to say the amount of games they played in because it's summer ball. You're not going to play every day. Pitch outside, ball 3, with a 3-0 count. And on deck would stand Connor Scheidt, who also is entering after not playing yesterday. So 7-game hit streak on the line today for Dom Hartman. Would be shocked if he doesn't extend it. The 3-0 delivery, and that one is above the letters for a 4-pitch walk. After the single, it's back-to-back free passes, and the bases are jammed with only 1 out. Hoppers have a chance to make a lot of noise here. Last night, they had the win in comeback fashion a little bit. They end up winning 8-5. Before that, though, when they took on the Paducah Chiefs over on Monday, as well as when they took on Fulton on Wednesday, they were leading both of those games for whether it was the majority of the time or even just right from the get-go. They were in control the whole way, which not a lot of their wins have been in that way so far this year. So it would be a great turnaround to kind of get us rolling at the beginning and then kind of hold the lead from there. So first pitch to Connor Scheidt. He'll leave just above the letters and outside as another fastball that misses for ball 1. We'll look at Scheidt this summer if anything here would work off the Madisonville Wi-Fi. He's gone 4 for 9 against the Miners so far this summer and has recorded 9 RBIs. Looking to make it double digits right here. The 1-0 pitch to Scheidt. It's a ground ball on the right side, fielded by the first baseman. He'll step on first. Scheidt is out, but the first run is in. Hoppers on the board early, and Scheidt has double-digit RBIs. 1-0 for the visiting squad. And now that'll bring up Nick Johnson, the DH, in the 6th hole for your Hoppers. They've got runners on second and third as everyone had to move off contact. Still a chance to make some more noise and get some early insurance. Another lefty and righty matchup as Johnson readies in the box, and Clarkson now set on the mound. From the rubber, he'll deal. And it's right down Broadway for strike 1. Johnson, also a guy who did not face Fulton yesterday, is going 3 for 6 against Madisonville so far this summer. He's got a 400 flat batting average and has brought in 5 RBIs. 2 out there for him, but 2 outs on the board. The 0-1 pitch, and Johnson swings at it. Foul ball, and the first baseman almost got to it. Elijah Jordan and it ended up popping out of his glove, so it just goes down as a strike, and Johnson is granted new life. Kind of sawed that one off on the inside, and not that it was much of an inside-out swing, but you can kind of say it was. The person that was really prevalent with the inside-out swing was Derek Jeter. If you ever watch some of his highlights, he had a very much an inside-out swing. So he's still in there with 2 on and 2 outs and a 1-0 early lead. No balls, 2 strikes. Pitch from Clarkson. And Johnson out towards right field and right at Tanner Wallace, who takes about 3 steps in and corrals it for the final out. Hoppers on the board early. They lead 1-0 as we head to the Madisonville half of the first. Bottom of the first of the 7-inning first game of the doubleheader. Let's take a look at last time out for both squads. Obviously, it's 8-5 win for the Hoppers last night. They scored 3 runs in the 7th and another 3 in the 8th inning to cap off the victory. And then the last game out for Madisonville, they played on a Thursday. And then there was a couple of rainouts to follow on Friday and Saturday. They still had the schedule off day yesterday. They lost 11-1 to the full count Rhythm. An ugly day for them last time out, as they sit in 5th place by a full game in front of the Fulton Railroaders. Last time these two faced off, it was Game 3 against the two teams, and the Hoptown Hoppers won 10-5. They've actually won every single time these two have faced off. Hoptown leads the entire series this year, 3-0. It was a 6-0 victory on opening night, and then a 12-6 victory after a little bit of some tussles back and forth, and then they won 10-5 as well at home. So they've only played one true game here. We made a second trip up here before it being rained out, and that's where we're scheduled with the doubleheader today. Ready now for the bottom of the first. Brady Leonard is your starting pitcher. He'll face Trent Prosperi, who swings to the first base, and it's going deep right center field. Gibson tracking it, and he'll get it into the back of his glove for out number 1. So there's a catch and an out as we look at the starting pitcher for your Hoppers. Again, Brady Leonard making his 5th appearance. He's gone 13 1/3 before this game with a 7.43 ERA. He's gave up 16 runs, only 11 earned on 11 hits, 11 walks, and 9 strikeouts. That was Trent Prosperi with the fly out. And now Isaiah Smith, the left fielder, is up. First pitch, the lefty we'll see, and it hits off his front foot. So some very quick results in our opening at-bats. First pitch, fly out, and then first pitch, hit by pitch. I'll bring up Colin Holmes, the shortstop, also a newer addition to this team. We'll talk a little bit about Brady Leonard as we continue. We can look at the rest of the starting 9 for the Miners. After Holmes on deck is Elijah Jordan, the first baseman, with Tanner Wallace, the right fielder, in the hole. We'll give you 6 through 9 after this first pitch. And it's above the head to the backstop. Bounces off quickly, and Knowles cannot retrieve it. So Isaiah Smith moves into scoring position on the wild pitch, and it's a 1-0 count. 6 through 9 for the Miners. They'll go Landon Vollner, Jaden Hernandez, Caleb Braden, and the round things up, it's Mitch Minen, the second baseman. 1 ball, no strikes with a runner on second. The delivery to Colin Holmes from Brady Leonard, and he'll foul it backwards, and the count evens 1-1. That pitch looked like it had some good velo on it as it goes all the way in towards center field. Good backup by the second baseman in today's game, Gavin Powell. And while we have a moment, let's go ahead and take a look at the defensive alignments for your Hoppers. In the outfield, there's a pair of Brennans with Mueller in left and Gibson in center. And then in right field is Easton Beatty. We'll give you the infield in the catcher after this 1-1 pitch from Brady Leonard. The righty set from the rubber. Looks back towards second. Not the leg kick, he'll go to the plate. It runs inside enough to where it's another hit by pitch, and there's 2 on. Back-to-back hit by pitches will bring up Elijah Jordan, the first baseman. Your infield for your Hoppers. Playing third is Dom Hartman. Captain of the infield today is Hayden Hunt, the shortstop. Over at second is Gavin Powell. The first baseman is Connor Scheidt. And playing your game of catch with Brady Leonard, the backstop is Carson Knowles. And the cleanup spot is Elijah Jordan, who's got 2 on and 1 out as his team trails by 1. Leonard set again, big leg kick. Batter squares around, pulls back as it's outside, and it's a 1-0 count. Runners remain right where they are. As the infield starts to have the corners pinch in for the Hoppers. Obviously, middle infield staying back and ready for that double play ball. Long pause from Leonard before he throws the 1-0. Batter squares around again and will pull back as it was above the eyes. 2-0 the count. Knowles thought about a back pick over towards first, but obviously with the batter squaring, Connor Scheidt crashes, and the second baseman, Gavin Powell, didn't have enough time to go cover first. Leonard's got to find a way to locate this strike zone here again. As he readies with the 2-0, comes back, batter squares around, and it is a called strike on the outside corner. Gets him back with a fastball, and now it's a 2-1. Leonard, with the UND Greyhounds, he'll be returning there for his redshirt freshman year. So he just spent his first collegiate year just getting the red shirt with a D2 squad as the 2-1 comes in and misses way outside. 3-1 the count. Leonard's been sitting mostly that fastball, though he does have quite a few other pitches he'll work with. He'll throw that changeup, curveball, and slider as well throughout his start today. Leonard looks in, accepts the sign for the 3-1. Trying to avoid the bases loaded jam, and that one is a shallow hit to right center field, and the center fielder Gibson picks it up. They'll put the stop sign over on third, and the bases are loaded after the single. Again, the leadoff man this inning, Trent Prosperi, went swinging at the first pitch and flew out to Gibson in center, and after that it has been a little bit of a downfall for Brady Leonard, but nothing hurt yet. If you can grab a pair of outs here. Tanner Wallace, the 5th bat in the order and playing right, is new up at the bat. Wallace carries a .266 batting average coming into this game. He's majoring in business over at Rose State College. Corner infielders are in. First pitch is right down the pipe with a fastball for strike 1. Good delivery from Leonard. You're looking for that ground ball right now, and your middle infielders, Powell and Hunt, can help get you out of this situation. The 0-1 delivery, and goes with the slider that just misses outside. It broke too late, so where you saw him hold that pitch was just where it ended up breaking after already crossing the plane outside of the strike zone. 1-1 delivery from Leonard, and that one a fastball. Tried the corner and just misses low. 2-1 the count. You know, he hasn't had too many strikes so far in this one, but he's been throwing the strike decently in his 4 previous appearances. He's throwing the strike over 56% of the time in over 260 pitches. The 2-1 delivery, and that one's fouled backwards into the fence, and there is an even 2-2 count. We're here in Madisonville City Park. Got a really sunny, warm day. It's about 93 degrees, feels like 97, and last I checked, it was 61% humidity. I'm telling you, it's more than that, though. 2-2 pitch from Leonard in the dirt and gets away from Carson Knowles to the backstop. That's going to bring in a run off the pass ball, and we're tied 1 apiece. So the count runs full as Isaiah Smith scores and 2 are in scoring position. Leonard again resetting. Can't let it get too much on that one. And ready to fire. The full count pitch delivers, and that one's found backwards. Wallace, again the batter, stays alive. Wallace, a native of Hazlet, Texas, where he attended VR Eaton High School, is listed as an outfielder there. Obviously playing right today and mostly been playing in that position the times that we have faced Madisonville this summer. We'll say our right fielder, Easton Beatty, cheated over towards the chalk a little bit, towards that foul line, but doesn't help with the little slant hill in right field. Pitch outside, and we're back to bases loaded. Go back to the first start for Brady Leonard. It was this that plagued him. He faced the Henderson Flash on the road and could not locate the strike zone. Things got away from him in a hurry. His other 3 appearances, though, he's looked fantastic. He's been in the zone. He's been able to mix his pitches around, and hitters at the plate have struggled against him. Right now, it's been a little bit of that first game we've been seeing again. We talk about Brady Leonard right here. He's made a little over 1 appearance. He made another appearance in the World Series this past year. It was the 3rd World Series in 4 years for the UND Greyhounds after they won their 4th straight Midwest Super Regional, beating 4-seed Grand Valley State 6-5 and 15-10. So as we have our conversation with head coach Chris Benny and Brady Leonard, it's all broken up, just telling them to settle down and all will be good. Remember, hydration is key today, especially for me, hopefully for you at home, and obviously for the players, as it is smoldering hot to the point where we were talking pregame. If we're playing on turf like we could be over in Hendersonville, that's where the Paducah Chiefs are today, plastic cleats could probably be melting. So now at the plate is Landon Volner, the catcher. First pitch, it's on the inside corner, called strike. 1 out, bases loaded. We're tied 1-1. Corner infielders are in, Dom Hartman and Connor Scheidt, with the middle infield ready to turn 2. Leonard again for the righty-righty matchup, delivers the Volner, and it's fouled off backwards. No balls, 2 strikes to the catcher. Volner is a junior at Sterling College. He's a pre-engineering major. He's batting .200 so far this year. He transferred to Sterling College after originally playing with Christian County College and Allen Community College as well. So Brady looks in, trying to get out of this brutal situation. 0-2 delivery, and gets some swing and missing for a strikeout, and there's 2 away. Good out pitch right there, and got him chasing one plenty outside in the opposite batter's box. That brings up Jaden Hernandez, the 7th batter to come up for the Miners. They still have bases loaded, but now 2 away with a tied game. The righty-righty matchup for the 3rd baseman now in the box. Hernandez, a Sul Ross State University freshman. First pitch he sees from the righty, Leonard. Curveball out and towards left field. Diving attempt from Mueller, and gets off his glove. They're going to wave a second around towards the plate as they already scored 1. They score 2. They're waving around to third as the throw comes in. Throw to the plate. Knowles gets away from him all the way to the backstop. And Hernandez moves into third base, clearing them. And it's a 4-1 ball game. But just after you thought the Hoppers had a good start to the game offensively, the Miners respond with an even better look. We'll now see the 8th batter come up, as that should go down as a double for Hernandez, and advancing on the throw from Hunt's in towards the plate. That was a little offline. Braden in the left-handed box at DH today. As his first pitch, he thought about it, tried the outside corner, and gets it for a fastball called strike. Well, Braden is a freshman at Dodge City Community College, is carrying a .222 batting average into today's contest. The 0-1 delivery, fastball high and away for ball 1. The count evens 1 apiece for the San Angelo, Texas native facing Brady Leonard. A Bloomington, Indiana native, just about an hour from Indianapolis. Obviously, UND he attends, and tried the fastball again. Outside corner, runs off the plate. And now the count 2-1. A long reset. As Leonard now ready from the rubber. He'll leg kick and fire to the plate. This one lifted out towards right field and deep. He'll bat flip it, and he is correct to assume that one is gone. And it's 6-1. Opening inning, and the Miners decide to bat around. They'll bring up Mitch Minen in the 9th spot with a 6-1 lead, no one on the bases, and 2 outs. Minen at Southwestern College. He's batting 100 so far this summer. Need to get an out here. Inside, runs back into the zone for a called strike for Brady Leonard. Leonard's not been able to mix around his pitches too much, mainly for the fact that he hasn't been in the strike zone very often. Next pitch, grounder over on the left side softly. Dom Hartman picks it up, throws the first. It's scooped by Scheidt, and there's your final out. Ugly inning for the Hoppers. They trail 6-1 as the Miners bat around. They'll be trying to fight back yet again in Game 1 of the doubleheader. Top of the second, make sure you stick with us throughout all of this game and the second one today. We'll have multiple trivia questions, some good info for you, and, of course, Hoppers baseball throughout. We look at the temperature today. It's 93 degrees, feels like 97 here in Madisonville. It's about 61% humidity, but, Lord, it is draining out here today, which means the ball can fly a little extra. Humidity will, as I mentioned on yesterday's broadcast, actually pick the ball up in the air and have it travel a couple more feet, so we could see that come into play a little bit later, as we just saw last inning when the Miners had a 2-run homer to give them a 6-1 lead. We now flip to the second with 7, 8, 9 due up, beginning with Gavin Powell. First pitch, fastball, runs off the plate for ball 1. Your pitcher is Kalen Clarkson, I'm assuming with no relation to the famous Kelly Clarkson. But all right. Powell in the right-handed box. Ready says the 1-0 is delivered from the left-handed dealer. It's a curveball that misses at the bottom of the well. 2-0 is your count. Hoptown's coming in with a great week plus at this point. They've won 6 of their last 8 games, where Madisonville has won only 2 of their last 7 games. The lefty throws the 2-0 pitch, and Powell swings late on it, and there's a 2-1 count. Swing, as that one was pretty much already in the catcher Landon Vollner's mitts. Getting hit out of the glove. 2 balls, 1 strike as Powell resets. And here's the pitch from Clarkson. He'll foul it off out of play on the right side. The count evens 2-2. Powell, a native of Hopkinsville, Kentucky, played for Hopkinsville High School, and now obviously plays back at his high school field for the home games for the Hoppers at Tiger Field. That's where they'll be back tomorrow night, taking on the full count rhythm. Check it out at, I believe, 7 o'clock will actually be the start time for the immense heat we've been having, trying to get it cooler for game time. The 2-2, ground ball, left side stays fair. Third baseman Hernandez picks it up and throws it the first in time for out 1. The catcher, Carson Knowles, will bat after him. Knowles is getting his first bit of playing time since June 17th against the Fulton Railroaders. That was actually the last time we were over in Fulton before last night. He went 1 for 3 in that game. Has not faced the Miners so far this summer, though. Team trails by 5 and has no one on the bases with 1 out. On deck would be Easton Beatty, and the top of the lineup would be due up. First pitch, it's high with a fastball for ball 1. Knowles enters with a .429 batting average at 6 hits on 14 at-bats. 4 of them singles, 2 doubles. They also walked 5 times this year. The 1-0 delivery, and it's a curveball that breaks too late. 2-0 the count. And a falling into the zone, quote unquote, to where the catcher had it framed up. But it broke way too late to where it crossed the plane. It was still right above the eyes of Knowles. So he was ahead 2-0 against the lefty Clarkson as he'll kick and deal again. That's a fastball that he runs off the plate for ball 3. Knowles, a Murfreesboro, Tennessee native, playing with All-State Community College. Didn't see any time this spring, but doing well with what he's been given so far this summer. Ready's up again in the right-handed box with a 3-0 lead in the count. Clarkson the pitch, and it's outside again, and there is a 1-out walk. That's the 3rd walk already for the Hoppers. You look last inning, it was a leadoff single, and then a walk to trail it. They had a fly out to center field that moved both runners up, but it didn't matter. There was a walk after, and they were able to bring in a run just a bit after that with a ground out from Connor Scheit. That gave them their only run, which seemed like a pretty good start. And the Miners had other plans and responded quickly. Runner on first, Ethan Beatty in the right-handed box. Pitch he sees is right down the middle for strike 1. That was after 4 consecutive balls, so like that, kind of just holding out for something. Last true game that Easton Beatty appeared in and actually came up to the plate was June 22nd against Paducah. Went 2 for 3 in that contest a week ago from today on Monday. And Beatty thought about going around, holds up, doesn't matter. It's a called strike, and he's behind 0-2 against Clarkson. Beatty, in the last 6 games he's played in, has been hitless in 5 of them. That's, of course, the 6 games he's come up to the plate. He appeared on the 24th against Fulton. That was that Wednesday game before the consecutive rainouts that did not come up to the dish. Clarkson, the 0-2 delivery, and Beatty goes swinging and pushes one over on the opposite side. It's a line out grab by the second baseman, and he throws it back to first in time for the double play. Picks off Carson Knowles, who was off the bag by too much and could not get back quickly. So the Hoppers sent to go 3 up, 3 down as we head to the bottom of the second, still trailing by 5. Bottom of the second in game 1 of today's doubleheader between the Hoptown Hoppers and Madisonville Miners. We're playing this here at Elmer Kelly Field in Madisonville City Park. Brady Leonard back out there for a second inning of work after, to be quite frankly honest, a disastrous first inning. They gave up 6 runs, including a 2-run homer. We'll see 1-2-3 due up after all 9 came to the plate. It'll be Trent Prosperi, who flew out to center field on the very first pitch he saw, so wouldn't be shocked if he tries to see a few more here. He readies in the right-handed box as Leonard delivers, and he'll swing through it for strike 1. No, Prosperi's going for the fences again. But he'll actually work it a little bit deeper into the count by default now. Leonard readies again and works through the windup, the 0-1 delivery. And there's another swing and miss for Prosperi. Pulled his head on it and tried throwing that into a parking lot and a county away. Prosperi's done really well. He's got a .342 batting average, .420 on base percentage. But he's behind 0-2 as Leonard delivers again over the right side. And going upstairs is Gavin Powell, who leaps and catches it for out number 1. We go from Powell to climb the ladder there. And that brings up Isaiah Smith, who reached on a hit by pitch. And that was the only pitch he saw last time he approached the plate. Leonard already sets the deal, and he tries a fastball, misses outside for ball 1. We look at Smith this summer. He's got a .364 batting average, the .475 on base percentage. Leonard quickly, fastball in the corner, called strike. No one on, 1 out, and an even 1-1 count as Leonard accepts and works for the windup again. 1-1, misses inside. That's another fastball, 2-1 the count. Leonard's been sitting with it because the other pitches haven't been able to be located very, very well. 2-1, and Leonard, missed up Sayers, 3-1 the count. If he gets ahead in the count and works back to being comfortable with the situation on the bases behind him, then we'll see that curveball, that slider start to be a little bit more consistent from Leonard's arsenal. But right now, as he just walked another guy, you got to be sitting with the fastball. And hitters know what's going to be coming at that point when you don't have that confidence on the mound, and they're going to take all advantage of it like we saw in the first inning. Colin Holmes, batting 143, is the batter now up at the plate. He's got a runner on first and 1 out after he reached on a hit by pitch last time. Ran inside on a, 1-2 count. So the righty now, Rhett. And here's the pitch. And it's upstairs above the eyes for ball 1. And Leonard had a really good time out last time he pitched. He was good out of relief back at home. This looks like the first start we saw against the Henderson Flash. A swing at foul tip and soon Noah's glove. He does count 1-1. That was the first outing we saw from Leonard. And also the game that the Hoppers won at Henderson in their first visit there, 10-9. 1-1 delivery from Leonard, and he starts to go around, gets off the base of the bat, and fouled off on the right side. 1-2 the count. And Leonard plays at UND, not the only baseball player in the family. His brother, Jack Leonard, plays with Hanover College. We've seen a bunch of Hanover guys on this team. Or not on this team, but on a bunch of other teams that we've been facing. 1-2, way outside. 2-2 count. He's spending his summer with the Southern Ohio Copperheads in the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League. They play in Athens, Ohio, actually at Ohio University. And that organization's very interesting. They're actually completely student-ran. I mean, they're owned by, of course, an adult. Outside of that, it's all managed by students. Foul ball left side, and I can't really see all the way down there. It's out of play. 2-2 still the count. So, yeah, Southern Ohio Copperheads, while their money is distributed and owned by a true owner, students at Ohio University get the opportunity to run all the operations. For example, you're the guy who would actually coordinate all their travel and coordinate the budget for the team. He was given a certain amount of money for the year and said, go figure it out, whether we have to get buses, whether we need to stay in a hotel, what we can do for home games, and it's on you. So they all got that operations experience that will help them move on to bigger and better things post-college. I believe this Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League plays with 8 teams, one of them being the Hamilton Joes, where I spent 2 summers ago. The 2-2 delivery from Leonard tries to run one on the outside corner, runs it too far, and the count runs full. That's where Jack Leonard is this summer. Again, plays at Hanover College, where he's actually in a fraternity with a good friend of mine, Nicky Gutzweiler, who also plays at Hanover, not a pitcher, though. As the 3-2 swung through, and there's K number 2 for Brady Leonard. We got 2 sat down and still a runner on first. That brings up the cleanup batter, Elijah Jordan. Yeah, and it was funny. We were talking before a game against a full count rhythm, and Brady goes, yeah, my brother is actually in the frat with a guy named Nicky Gutzweiler. They found that out because Nicky and I not only went to the same high school, but also went to the same K through 8 grade school. Pitch upstairs, ball 1. And that was a big world is small feeling moment right there. You never know how everyone's going to be so connected. So Leonard working from the stretch, peeks over at first before getting set. And he'll throw over towards first. Strike won't even apply the tag as he's back in safely. Well, thank you for joining us here on the Hoptown Hoppers TV network. Always a pleasure to have everyone. As Leonard, deep breath, and then slide steps towards the plate. Slider, and it's in there at the bottom of the zone for strike 1. the count evens as we're 1 out away from getting out of the second with a shutout inning after giving up 6 in the first. 1-1 delivery, and that one blasted out towards left center field. A lot of carry, a lot of height, and Gibson will grab it before hitting the warning track for the final outs. Was going to wonder how much the humidity would carry it, but not far enough. We enter the third inning scoreless at the second, but still trailing by 5. It's Madisonville 6, Hoptown 1. One, two, three due up for your Hoppers after they were sent down in order in the second inning. They trail by 5 against the home Madisonville Miners. Colin Critters here on the Hoptown Hoppers TV network. Hayden Hunt will lead things off with Gibson on deck and Brennan Mueller in the hole. Hunt ready in the right-handed box, of course. Just a graduate of UHA, University Heights Academy, committed to play with Indiana State next year. He faces the left-handed pitcher, Kalen Clarkson, who's now ready to get us started. First pitch of the inning, it's a fastball to the knees for a called strike. Hunt's gone 200 so far this year. As he readies again. 0-1 delivery. And that one, that deep left field, and it caught too much of the wind to push it back in. It is caught by Isaiah Smith, and there's 1 out. Deflating starts of this game. They got on the board first in the top of the first inning, gave up 6 in the bottom half of that same inning, and energy's going to be hard to find today with the heat. You got to keep hydrated, you got to keep yourself awake, and it's going to be a long day of a minimum 14 innings of baseball, you'd assume, of course, without run rules. Brennan Gibson now up at the dish after he reached on a walk last time. First pitch he sees from Clarkson, curveball in the dirt that bounces in front of him for ball 1. Gibson enters the game with a .438 batting average. That walk is the only time he's faced Madisonville at the plate, so it's the second time now against this yellow and black squad. As the 1-0 is delivered. Gibson left field going back in a hurry. It's gone if it's fair, and we're waiting for the official call. It's foul. Oh, no. Max Kirby is having that conversation quickly. He is furious, and the entire dugout is jumping out. That one was fair. It looked like by a long shot from my angle. They're asking for an appeal. Chris Benny was out there quickly. Half the dugout is out to have a conversation. It looks like Gibson had that fair by quite a few feet. So they're having a conversation. Obviously won't give you a fun call for it. So we'll see. There is our meeting between the home plate umpire and the third base umpire. If it's fair and overturned, it'll be a solo home run to cut the deficit to 4. Conversation doesn't matter. Gibson will just have a long strike. So Benny's still walking out there trying to talk to the umpire before he returns back in the opposite side of the dugout. Count evens 1-1. Gibson, if he ropes one again, would be beautiful. We'll see if ball doesn't lie. Lefty and righty matchup is Clarkson set again. And the pitch to Gibson left below the knees, and the count now 2-1. Gibson was shocked to that one as well. Immediately kind of was asking what's going on and then realized they called a foul. So just trying to get back on again as the 2-1 comes in. Curveball outside, and he's ahead 3-1 in the count to Clarkson. Hitter's count here for Brennan Gibson. He's got Brennan Mueller. Name buddies, even though they don't spell it the same. Brennan Gibson spells it with an E. Brennan Mueller spells it with an A. 3-1 pitch. Gibson, fastball. It's in there for strike 2. Gibson thought it was a little outside. He knew it was borderline, and at least he had a strike to spare. So now he's got a full count. He's got to protect. With 1 out and no one on here in the top of the 3rd, his team trailing by 5. Full count delivery, and Gibson, that one going deep in the left center field. Trent Prosper, the center fielder, tracking it, putting his arm up near the wall, and he's caught it for out number 2. Gibson was probably about 10 feet from sending that one out again and pretty much having 2 homers in the same at-bat. Instead, it's a fly-out. Back-to-back flyouts get us rolling in the 3rd, and Brennan Mueller, now the left fielder, comes up to the plate. He flew out towards center his last time up as well. Urites in the left-handed box to face Clarkson, the left-handed pitcher. Mueller's 1 for 5 now after that fly-out against Madisonville this summer. Pitch comes in. He'll swing way in front of it for strike 1. Way too early for Mueller. Got a little too antsy in the box. That's a guy who loves to hit. He's got a .349 batting average, does it very well. A team tied leading 4 home runs, but sometimes he kind of swings out of the shoes. The 0-1, and it runs inside to hit him, and he's on with the free base. Hit by pitch brings up Dom Hartman, trying to spark a 2-out rally in the 3rd inning. You got to be buying runs back quickly. This team doesn't really love to start scoring until the 6th or 7th inning, really, and, well, you don't have that luxury today. Again, with a doubleheader, it's only a 7-inning game. So if they are still trying to kind of get something sparked by that time, well, they don't have the 8th and 9th to work with. It's over. Long look in to face the righty, Dom Hartman. Now Clarkson set on the rubber. He'll leg kick and go to the plate. Dom Hartman, ground ball left side, just foul. 0-1 the count. Again with Mueller on the base pads. He has not attempted a steal so far this year. So don't expect him to go, especially with the left-handed pitcher staring right at him before he delivers. Hartman again looking to extend a 7-game hit streak to be 8 days old. 0-1 pitch, the Hartman. He'll swing, and it's fouled off out of play right side. No balls, 2 strikes. And in the park here, we've got a little mini golf course right behind us. A true full golf course as well right beside it. And some disc golf as well. It's golf and every form of it. No soccer golf that I've seen, if you ever played that. But at the heart of it, OVL baseball at Elmer Kelly Field. No balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs and a runner on first. Clarkson, the pitch to Hartman. It's a ground ball left side. Third baseman Hernandez grabs it off the second bounce and throws it over the first to beat Hartman by a step for the final outs. Hoppers have yet to strike back. They trail by 5. It's minor 6, Hoptown 1 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. Bottom of the third already in game one of our doubleheader. Hoppers trail 6-1 to the Madisonville Miners. Brady Leonard still out there, the pitcher who started this game and only saw 4 come to the plate last time. It was a line out to the second baseman, then a walk, followed by a strikeout, a fly out to center field. So had a good second inning after a first inning that ran away from him, and he seems settled in now to face 5, 6, 7 in the order. Tanner Wallace to lead things off for your Miners. First pitch to the left-handed hitter, starts to go around, and they'll see if he offered. He did for strike 1. It was a fastball that would have missed just off the plate, high and away. Instead, he's behind 0-1 to Brady Leonard. After the deep breath, he goes back to the plate. Off speed, misses outside. 1-1 the count for the pitcher. Looking computer right now, of course. You got to be kidding me. Set up in the stands today as the next pitch comes in. It's tipped backwards as a 1-2 count. Set up in the stands, and the sun is beating down right on our back. That plus, it's so hot out here that we're already getting heat warnings on every bit of technology I have. You remember yesterday we got heat warnings because of the camera shutting off at one point. And that one misses high and away, 2-2 the count. So hopefully we're able to get through at least the one game without too many issues, and we should be good for both today. Just it's extremely warm out here. If there's any issues, just be aware that I'll be fixing it as quickly as possible. 3-2 the count as that one missed in the dirt with a fastball. So it's a full count now for Tanner Wallace, a Hazlet, Texas native at Rose State College, where he just finished up his freshman year, listed as a two-way guy. Did not appear in any game, though, this spring. He's got a .266 batting average this summer. Full count delivery from Leonard. Fastball in the corner, though, ringing him up on strikes, and that does it for out one. There's the third strikeout for Brady Leonard. That one backwards, and that brings up Landon Vollner, the catcher, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging back in the first inning. He was the first K for Leonard, and he now readies up again in the right-handed box. Vollner batting .200 with a .484 batting average on base percentage. First pitch he sees from the righty Leonard. Fastball downstairs for ball 1. Vollner, a native of Kellyville, Oklahoma. He's on to school 3 now. Ground ball left side, gets past the diving Dom Hartman at third and into left field for a 1-out single. So you look at what Leonard has done so far today. He's gotten the leadoff guy out 11 times in his career with the Hoppers, and now just about 16-ish innings that he started. So he gets guys out to begin innings, and now it just sees what he can do afterwards. That guy gets on there, repeating last inning a little bit. Next batter, fastball misses and gets away from Knowles, but not too far, as Vollner remains at first. It's Jaden Hernandez, who had a double and came around and scored off a 2-run homer from the man on deck, Caleb Braden. Again, last inning was a line out, then a walk, and then 2 outs. It's a strikeout and then a single, so it's a guy out, then a guy on, and now you're hoping for the 2 outs to get us out of the third. 1-0 delivery from Brady Leonard, and Hernandez soft pop fly in towards shallow center, and Gavin Powell, the second baseman, tracks it over his shoulder. He'll corral it for out 2. Vollner will have to retreat back to first. That brings up Caleb Braden with 2 outs. And again, just the runner on first, and this is very similar to the last time he was up. It was a runner on, that time in scoring position, with 2 outs, and he was able to send one deep for a 2-run homer. First pitch he sees, gets away from Knowles all the way to the backstop, and that means Vollner will move in the scoring position on second after the wild pitch. 1-0 the count for Caleb Braden. And a guy not really known for his homers. Only had one, now a couple so far this year. And has a good on-base percentage. His batting average not the same with it. He's been walked and hit by pitches plenty of times in that left-handed box that he settles in on yet again. Leonard readies for the 1-0 after he peeks back towards second, comes to the plate, fastball corner called strike. Count evens 1-1. Leonard, the righty, looking back in and looking for another K. He's already got 3 of them today, which puts him at 12 on the season. That one lifted out towards right field, and Easton Beatty grabs it before it goes over his head, and that does it for the third. We head to the fourth, trailing by 5. Miners 6, Hoppers 1. Back now for the fourth. Hoppers got a hit. They trail by 5 after giving up 6 in the first. We've been scoreless since then on both sides of the scoreboard. So Connor Shine in the left-handed box will lead things off. It's still going to be Clarkson on the mound, the lefty for the Miners. First pitch that Shite sees is in the dirt with a curveball for ball 1. Shite readies up again. He is going to be the 5th man in the order. We'll see 5, 6, 7 due up for the Hoppers. As a 1-0 comes in, fastball inside, and there's a 2-0 lead for Shite in the box. Last time he was up, it was a ground ball over to the first baseman. That, of course, being Elijah Jordan. He just stepped on the bag unassisted for the out, but that brought in a run with the bases loaded and gave the Hoppers their only score so far back in the first. 2-0 delivery from Clarkson. Shite leaves right down the middle for a called strike. Two one, a long look in from Clarkson. He finally shakes off a sign and now accepts the second. He was staring at and thinking for a while. 2-1 fastball, and it's fouled out of play left side. 2-2 the count for the Hopper, Connor Shite. Now set again here in the top of the fourth. The pause, the pitch, the 2-2 curveball, right field shallow, charging in quickly is Tanner Wallace, and he's caught it for out 1. That sets him down, and the Hoppers need to spark something soon, as again, we only play 7 in the doubleheader. Nick Shite is the new batter, the DH today for your Hoppers. He flew out towards right field. Last time he was up, just like Shite just did before him. He, opposite of Shite, though, readies up on the right-handed box to face the left-handed dealer. Clarkson looks in for the sign. And now the first pitch. Ground ball left side is past the third baseman. Shortstop picks it up, throw across the body, and it's scooped up by Jordan at first. And quickly there's 2 away. Hoppers kind of went 3 up, 3 down in the second inning, saw 4 come up in the third. And now in danger of going 3 up, 3 down and being retired in order here in the fourth. They bring up the second baseman, Gavin Powell, to try to eliminate that and get a 2-out rally started here in Game 1 of the doubleheader. Powell, his last time up, had a 5-3 ground out to begin that second inning. That was also a little bit of a 3-up, 3-down situation. Knowles on deck, got on with a walk, but then was thrown out with a double play line drive from Easton Beatty. First pitch found into the backstop on the right side, and there's an 0-1 count to begin for Gavin Powell. Powell, a hometown kid with the Hoptown team, plays with Rend Lake College in Enya, Illinois. It's about a little under 2.5 hours from Hopkinsville. The JUCO squad playing in Region 24. Went 25 and 27 this year. He'll swing at one in the dirt, and he went fishing unsuccessfully. 0-2 the count. Came up with no bass, no tuna, no trout, no nothing. And right now he's with one more strike of bait to remain. No balls, 2 strikes, and no one on with 2 outs away. The pitch from Clarkson goes downstairs again, and he will not go after that one as it bounced in front of his foot for ball 1. That went 291 this past year with the Rend Lake Warriors. Also at a 363 on base percentage. So far, 429 with the Hoppers. Collecting a few hits here and there. Also a home run when they played Fulton on this past Wednesday. 0-2 delivery from Clarkson. It goes on the outside corner, is dropped by the catcher. And now the count evens 2-2. On deck again would be Carson Knowles with Easton Beatty, the man in the hole. And then the top of the lineup would be due up if things go a little haywire for Clarkson on the mound, which, as a Hoppers broadcaster, Hoppers fan, be greatly appreciated. Still trail 6-1. Deuce is wild on the scoreboard at the top of the fourth as Clarkson comes back with the pitch. Powell pop up on the right side in the outfield on the line, and it'll land in between 3 Miners players. Powell is on, and the top of the fourth continues. There's a single with 2 outs still on the board. Brings up Carson Knowles, who is technically without an at-bat. He reached last time he was up on a walk. So looking to repeat that right here. Knowles is the catcher, so takes off his shin guards and slowly approaches the box. We'll see if Powell would like to take off here. He has 1 stolen base so far this year. Was successful. Definitely a little bit harder situation with 2 outs and a left-handed pitcher. You got to be careful. Don't want to run yourself into an inning out to end the inning. Pitch outside, ball 1 to begin to Carson Knowles. If we look at the summer again for Knowles, he's batting 429. Again, from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, attended Eagleville High School there, and that is a baseball powerhouse, if you will. He played with the varsity team for 2 years. There's a 2-time state champ. 1-0 pitch, and there's a pickoff move. Not in time, not successful. But in all 4 years that Knowles was over at Eagleville High School, obviously home of the Eagles. If you weren't the Eagles, that would be a mistake. They won the state championship all 4 years he was there. So they four-peated, and that was part of a 43-game postseason win streak that he got to live through and have a lot of fun with. The 1-0 upstairs and outside. 2-0 the count now to Carson Knowles. Last time he was walked, it was on 4 pitches as well. He's in line to do that again, the right-handed hitter who has only seen 6 pitches, all of them outside the strike zone. Now Clarkson again readies with Beatty on deck and a runner on first and 2 outs. From the rubber, he'll fire from the left side and he'll swing through it on a pitch down the middle. Knowles swinging a little bit too early there. Didn't let the ball travel that much. And now he sits with a 2-1 count. Readies again to deal with the 2-1. Pitch to Knowles. He'll swing it one again, that time a little bit late. And the count evens 2-2. Swing a little over top of it again, that time. And he's just trying to get on to get Beatty up to the plate and get started here before the 6th inning like we usually have been seeing. And last night against Fulton, really didn't get started until the 7th inning when they scored 3 to tie things up. And we'll take the lead, and then it was tied up in the next half inning. Pitch in the dirt, gets away from Vollner, and Powell moves in the second on the wild pitch. And with that, it's also a full count for Carson Knowles. So he's got a man scoring position. Just got to get on right here. Got to protect, and you're looking to foul things off if it's kind of borderline right here. Lefty and righty matchup. Clarkson looks in for the sign from Vollner. Now set and ready on the mound. Looks back towards second. Now leg kick and fires to the plate. Knowles ground ball left side over the glove of the pitcher. Fielded by the shortstop. Throw over the first is right in line and at the chest of Elisha Jordan. And that does us in for the top of the fourth. Trying to get something sparked, but nothing comes to premonition. Hoppers still trail. It's 6-1 as we head to the bottom of the fourth here on the Hoptown Hoppers TV network. Well, bottom of the fourth, the Miners are having plenty of fun as OC9 and then top of the order due up. They just had Levi Watts, who's not in the lineup for game one, come out and actually interview. It looked like their head coach, Stephen McNett. Not that you could hear it or anything, just looked over and saw them interviewing him mid-game, so why not? Leonard still out there. First pitch is letter high with a fastball for strike one to begin the at-bat for Mitch Minen, the second baseman who had a 5-3 ground out his last time up. Minen plays with Southwestern College as the 0-1's delivered from Brady Leonard. That one slapped out towards center on a line right at Gibson, and there's one away. Like that start after 4 came up in the second inning, 4 came up in the third, and nothing's come across since that 6-run first inning. So Leonard settled back in, has looked really good since then. But of course, obviously, wish he could take that inning back and had been more settled in for the very beginning. Trent Prosperi, the leadoff man, is due up. First pitch he'll see. And he'll swing at it again. 0-1 the count as he fouled it off. He swung at the first pitch last time. He also went after the first pitch in his first at-bat that he actually hit towards center field pretty hard. And I think that actually threw Leonard off. After seeing that, he tried to dance around the zone a little bit too much and had a couple hit-by pitches. And that got to him quickly. Liner over to the shortstop, and Hayden Hunt goes downstairs to catch it. And there's quickly 2 outs in the fourth. Couple of lineouts, and that brings up Isaiah Smith, who is 0 for 0. A hit-by pitch and a walk, so he's reached both times he's up. There's technically no at-bat for him. He has 1 run scored back in that 6th inning. Steps up, first pitch he sees from Leonard. Fastball lifted out towards the left field. Brennan Mueller coming in, dives and gets past his glove. Smith rounds first and it goes for his second. He goes in softly, but Mueller just now locating the ball. He rounds second and charges for third. Throw comes in, it's on the wrong side of the bag, and he reaches with what I assume will go down as a triple. Non-air for Mueller, and it took a while to recover. So now a man stands 90 feet away from adding some extra insurance for your Miners squad. Your Hopper's going to find a way to get out of it here. Almost went 3 up, 3 down. Instead, they'll see the fourth batter come up for the third consecutive inning. That's Colin Holmes, the batter. He is the shortstop who is 0 for 1 with a strikeout swing. He also had hit by a pitch back in the first, and he came around and scored for the second run of the game. Pitch on the outside corner called strike for Leonard. He's ahead 0-1 against Colin Holmes, a new addition again to this team. He's currently batting 143 and only 7 at-bats before the day. 0-1 from Leonard, and that one slapped out towards left center field. It's going to find some grass and bring in a run. Rounds first and will hold up with an RBI single at 7-1.
Well, he got the first two guys out, and now the Miners are hopping to jump all over Leonard again here in this inning. Still 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth, and Elijah Jordan, the cleanup batter, comes up into the left-handed box. First pitch he'll see from Brady Leonard, who continues to work quickly from the stretch. Fires and runs inside for ball 1. Again, you look back to the first inning, how this game has gone. Hopper struck first and led 1-0. And the Miners had an answer and a hammer after that. They played at 6 off just 3 hits, one of them a double, one of them a 2-run homer. Pickoff move, unsuccessful. And after the 6 runs came across, they were shut out in the second and third before bringing one across in the previous at-bat. Now 1-0 the count as the pitch will come into Elijah Jordan. Outside, he tried the corner and missed again. 2-0 the count for Elijah Jordan, a Madisonville, Kentucky native, so playing for his hometown squad. Plays with Wabash. Oh, no, it's the wrong Elijah. Pitch inside again to 3-0 the count, for that mistake. He's a native of actually Wake Forest, North Carolina. Plays for Coker University as a redshirt junior, though he transferred there after beginning with Camp Community College. Batting .216 on the summer. He's ahead 3-0 against Brady Leonard. Long pause, leg kick, pitch to the plate, and that one's hit towards center field. Gibson's got a churn, and it gets past his glove as it was outreach and will bounce off the wall. Throw coming in. They're going to put up the stop sign at third. He goes into second with a double, and there's 2 in scoring position. No runs off of it, but still a dangerous hit. Gibson played that one quickly off the wall, and you're lucky if you've never been here with the way things are set up that wall is brick and bounced off very, very quickly. They tried to leave Leonard out there to finish the inning. They got to save as many arms as they can with a doubleheader, and then you got full count again tomorrow. You don't have an off day till Thursday, so you need as many arms as you can possibly save when you don't have too many of them, and that does it for Leonard's day. Benny goes and grabs the game ball. We'll see a new pitcher when we come back from this break. Miners 7, Hoppers 1 as we're back in the bottom of the fourth. 2 on in scoring position at 2 outs here in the inning. New pitcher comes in to relieve Brady Leonard of his duties. He went 3 2/3 into this contest where he gave up 7 runs so far, though the 2 on are his responsibility. They come across, it'd be 9 runs on 7 hits, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. New pitcher making his collegiate pitching debut is Declan Riggs. So the lefty, his first pitch, and it's in there for strike 1. Riggs, not a normal pitcher. Don't know if this is technically a move to throw in the towel or just save arms. It's definitely a move to save arms at the very least. Riggs, a lefty, usually plays first base for this team, is just coming off an injury. Played yesterday, got a base hit in that game against the Railroaders, and now shakes off a few signs before readying up and throws one above the head for ball 1. He'll face in the order for the Miners Tanner Wallace, batting 5th. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout, looking his last time up. Reached on a walk in the first. The 1-1 delivery found backwards, and Riggs ahead quickly 1-2. So he's never pitched in college so far, even though he's only played 1 year of college baseball. And just really saving arms. Not really going to be looking to be a two-way guy, I would assume. Trying to get out of this inning with only 1 run coming across after 6 were scored in the first, and they have 2 standing 90 feet and now 180 feet away. Tries to throw an off-speed that misses above the helmet, and the count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ranks working quickly again. He's throwing from the windup. He steps aside, adjusts the grip in his glove, and throws a fastball that just misses, dotting the outside portion of the plate. And the count runs full. On deck would be Landon Volner, the catcher, who is 1 for 2. Riggs set again, and he readies to fire the full count pitch. He'll deliver. Off speed at the letters just outside, and there's a walk. The base is now full. I don't know if you guys have ever seen my videos that I'll post game for. I love it. I knew this was going to happen too. Post game, I'll post stuff about how the Hoppers did. I'll post highlights from broadcasts as a little promotion for the team, but also for my own work. And today, with the awkward setup, I was recording on my phone for the face cam portion of it. And sure enough, that is the first bit of technology to dive off and say goodnight, sayonara, and he's going to go take a siesta. It's overheating, and I can't touch anything on the phone. That's great. Riggs curveball in there for a strike. That's how hot it is today, just to convey why I'm telling you that story. That's what we're working with here. Even though we're under some shade, it is still that extremely warm outside. No balls, 1 strike as Riggs is battling Landon Volner, the catcher. Goes back towards the dish, outside to even the count 1-1. His backstop is still Kirsten Knowles. Had a good slide over to save that from going to the backstop. Though we saw earlier, if that one's low enough in the backstop, it's completely brick. It'll bounce off quickly right back to Knowles and doesn't mean you can automatically advance the bag. So a base is loaded, the 1-1 delivery. And it's high and in, just too much. Now he's behind 2-1. That strike zone is a little tight right now. Not getting anything to work for him. That might have also thrown off Brady Leonard, and I'm telling you it probably did because he looked really good and then just had a few pitches get away from him, and borderline stuff wasn't being called. That one is truly upstairs, though. 3-1 your count for Riggs battling Volner. If he walks him in, that'll be an 8-1 lead. That's right down Broadway, and the count runs full again. Walked Wallace, who stands on first after bringing him a full count. And now trying to get out of the inning here. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Riggs will pitch as the runners take off. It's a swing and miss. Riggs with his first strikeout in collegiate pitching gets us out of the 4th. 1 comes across as we trail 7-1. Headed to the 5th. Hopper is going to have to come out strong at the plate when we return. Starting pitcher for the Madisonville Miners is done as we head to the fifth. 7-1 lead for Madisonville over Hoptown. Kalen Clarkson went for total innings, giving up 1 run on 2 hits, 3 walks, no strikeouts, though. They bring in a righty. Taylor Kaufman is now on the mound for the Madisonville Miners. A freshman at Schoolcraft College, home of the Ocelots, where he went and had 12 appearances there with a 6.66 ERA this past spring. A native of Shepherdsville, Kentucky, where he attended Bullitt Central High School. He'll be facing 9th on top of the order for the Hoppers. To get things rolling, they've got to make a comeback quickly if they want to avoid the loss here in Game 1 of the doubleheader. Remember, they only play 7 innings, so not much time to work with. Only 9 outs remain for them. So the righty looks in and now ready to deliver to Easton Beatty to get us started in the 5th inning. First pitch, and Beatty will leave it in there for a called strike. Kaufman, his dad is named Brian. He actually played baseball at St. Catherine Junior College as well as Indiana Southeast, where we got a few Indiana Southeast guys, a few fan favorites being Nick Johnson and Connor Scheidt. Beatty goes and swings at one in the opposite batter's box and is behind 0-2. He readies up again in the right-handed box. He had lined into that double play last time he was up to end the 2nd inning. 0-2 delivery from Kaufman. Beatty will leave it running off the plate. A slider for ball 1. 1-2 the count. Hayden Hunt at the top of the order is the man on deck, and then we will see Brennan Gibson in the hole due up after that. Long pause before Kaufman starts to work through the windup again. 1-2 pitch way upstairs, a couple levels too much, and that evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, after Beatty was behind 0-2, and this looked to be a dead opening at bat, he might be able to salvage it right here. There's an ugly start after an ugly swing, and now the 2-2 pitch comes in, and he'll swing through it for a strikeout. That was a good swing on it, just missed on it. That's basically all that happened. He had a good swing. Just couldn't make anything work with it there. Hayden Hunt, the batter, now up. He is 1 for 2 with a single and a fly out to left field. He steps into the right-handed box to face the righty Kaufman. Accepts the sign and now works for the windup. He'll fire towards the plate, and it's in the dirt for ball 1. And Hunt, just a recent high school graduate, committed to play with the Indiana State Sycamores next year. D1 squad up in Terre Haute, Indiana. That one misses at the eyes with a fastball. 2-0 the count to Hayden Hunt. Hunt's a really talented player. First team All-State in Kentucky with UHA. Also has a really good infield velo and exit velo. They've recorded him with a 96.4 mile per hour exit velo at one point. He'll swing at one in the dirt, and he has a 2-1 count on him. A long stare in. And now here comes the pitch from Kaufman. He'll leg kick and deal. And that one also below the knees. Hunt is ahead 3 balls to 1 strike. Hopkinsville native can take a moment to reset and try to bring up his .350 on base percentage. With 1 out, now Kaufman, a long pause again. The 3-1 pitch, and Hunt right back up the middle. It's gloved by Kaufman. He said, "Looky what I found here," as he threw his glove down and is able to run over the first and flip it for out 2. A little bit of luck gets Hunt out there, unfortunately. And that puts 2 down in the inning. Gotta also say, I believe this is Hunt's first start on the road with the Hoppers. He started a lot of games at home in front of the Hopkinsville fans that will know him from playing with UHA. And I'm sure a bunch of fans here in Madisonville also know the name as well. But I believe this is his first home start for the Hoppers. Brennan Gibson with 2 outs and no one on steps up. First pitch is downstairs for ball 1. Gibson is up for the 3rd time today. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. But back in the 1st inning, he reached on a walk that eventually helped push runners over for the one and only run so far for the Hoppers. Round ball left side, gets past the 3rd baseman, and shortstop picks it up, and Colin Holmes throws it the first. It's dropped by the 1st baseman, so Gibson is safe off the air. Should have been scooped up. That should go down, I believe, as an E3. But either way, it doesn't matter. Gibson reaches, and the inning continues. That's all that matters. Remember, Gibson last time up had that monstrous line drive to left field that they ruled foul but looked quite a bit fair. The foul poles are maybe like, I don't know, 10 feet tall. And they're extremely thin. They don't give you much of an eye to look at out there. Either way, the inning continues with Brendan Mueller now up at the plate in the left-handed box. Pickoff move over the first as Gibson slides in safely. He is a stolen base threat. He's got 4 of them. Or no, now 5 after one earlier today. And he's been successful in every attempt. Hoffman from the stretch peeks over the first a couple times before coming to the plate. And Mueller swings over top of it for strike 1. We do have some trivia for you. I'll ask you the question here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and then we'll give you the answer in the top of the 6th inning. And we have a second bit of trivia for the second game. Don't worry, it's not one for the whole broadcast. It's one per game like we've been doing. So we'll give that to you next half inning. Pickoff move, and Gibson had to scamper back towards first after falling originally. Does still get there before the tag is applied. So still no balls and 2 strikes to, no balls and 1 strike. With 2 outs to Mueller. Kaufman, another look over the first, and another throw over the first, and Gibson's back in safely. At this point, might as well try to steal. Why not? Go try to take something. On deck is Dom Hartman. I'd love to see him come up with 2 on and 2 outs and try to buy back a few runs and extend his 7-game hit streak. The pitch to the plate as Gibson takes off. It's upstairs with a pitch. Throw is down before Gibson gets there, and they'll gun him. That's the first time he's been caught stealing, and that ends the top of the 5th. We head to the minors half of the 5th. When you return, we'll have your Hoptown Hoppers trivia question of Game 1 of the doubleheader. Bottom of the 5th, it's time to play some Hoptown Hoppers trivia. How this works is you're watching on YouTube. You can respond with your answer in the YouTube chat. I'll give you a multiple choices, and you just tell me what you think the answer is. So here's your question. The Hoppers have quickly reached 16 wins as they got that last night, which matches their total wins from last season, and could be looking for an organization best by the time the season concludes. The best record in Hoptown history in the OVL is 33-9. And which year was this accomplished? Was this A, 2012, B, 2013, C, 2016, or D, 2019? Tell me what you think the answer is. I'll tell you what the actual correct answer is in the top of the 6th. First pitch, grounded right back to Declan Riggs. He'll flip to the first, and quickly there's 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. Now Jaden Hernandez up at the plate with the 1-3 ground out. We'll see 8 and 9 now due up with Caleb Braden coming up. He's 1 for 2 with that 2-run homer back in the first inning to give him a 6-1 lead. Oh, are they saying this is a foul ball? Brenny's coming out. Are you kidding? Yeah, there's no way. I don't ever say stuff like that as a broadcaster. That is going to be a horrific call on the day. It clearly, when it hit the ground, bouncing that, if you're looking on the screen, I'm going to give you the close view again. You see how there's all that dirt, and then there's the grass in fair territory as the lip between where the home plate is and then the infield? It hit off the grass, pretty much, like right in front of it. So it clearly was not foul. Didn't hit off him, didn't hit it on the box. This getting overturned might be even worse than the home run that they missed being foul. Oh, Lord, this might be one of the worst calls I've seen in the OVL this year. That is, oh, they're going to keep it. That's a horrific call. I never say that much. I don't want to, but you got to call it like it is. So that is going to absolutely, potentially, ruin this first at-bat for Declan Riggs. So instead of 1 out, there's 1 strike to the leadoff batter, Jaden Hernandez. Yeah, it's a brutal missed call for Riggs, who's still out there after coming in and getting the final out needed. Strike 2. It was a walk and then a strikeout. He's never pitched before and already dealing with the K. From the left side of the rubber, working through the windup, he'll shake off the first sign, accept the second, and now ready to deal. The 0-2 pitch to the plate misses inside with a fastball. And the count now 1-2 to Jaden Hernandez. Again, with that trivia question, I'll ask you at the conclusion of the 5th, and again, give you the final correct answer, the multiple choice, in the top of the 6th. 1-2 delivery from Riggs. Ground ball is fielded by Riggs again. He'll throw the first ball, don't lie. And there's your first out of the inning. Riggs goes down and snags it up. And I didn't need to erase the 1-3 ground out. It's back on the page. Caleb Braden now is up. He's 1 for 2 with that 2-run homer that we just talked about a minute ago. Steps in the left-handed box. Last time he was up, though, was a line out to right field. He starts to square around, pulls back as the off-speed misses low and away. Braden, a San Angelo, Texas native, ready in the left-handed box again. Plays with Dodge City Community College down there. As the 1-0 comes in from Riggs. Fastball right down Broadway, evens the count 1-1. Riggs is outside of that first at-bat. It was a full count walk, and then it was a full count strikeout. He's living in the strike zone. The 1-1 tries a curveball that misses downstairs. 2-1 the count. If he gets another K here, Lord, we might have a new arm ready to go in the bullpen in a few future games. Riggs shakes off the sign, and now readies as he fires the 2-1 pitch. It is right dotted on the outside corner. He'll nail it for strike 2. An unexpected, really good appearance from Riggs so far. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. Long pause as he now works through the windup. Finally accepts the full 2-2 pitch. And this one popped up out of play on the left side. We'll do it all over. And don't forget about the trivia question. I'll ask you again. You can participate in our YouTube chat. And I'll tell you if you got the answer right or not. So play along with us, and we'll have another question in Game 2 of the doubleheader. So stick around for that as well. Riggs accepts the third sign and delivers a 2-2 pitch again. Ground ball up the middle, and that one screams in towards right center field for a 1-out single. Braden is now 2 for 3 on the day. And that brings up Mitch Minen, who's 0 for 2 with a 5-3 ground out and a line out to the center fielder. Minen, a sophomore at Southwestern College, majoring in business and construction management. Native of Arkansas City, Kansas. I love throwing people off with that. You're from Arkansas City, but not in Arkansas. Arkansas City, Kansas is where he lives. Well, it's a lefty and righty matchup as Riggs comes to the plate, square around, and he held it there, did not make contact, so it's strike 1. And the runner stays at first. I like that pause from Riggs. And it's not not illegal, not a balk. He looked over towards first when he paused to kind of send that runner back towards first and throw off Minen. He was originally trying to bring the bat back, and then when he realized the pitcher's coming in, kept it there. Quick pitch, throw down towards first, and it's on the wrong side of the bag. Count evens, 1-1. Riggs really trying to throw off Minen at the plate with 1 out and a runner standing on first. Long pause, and now slide step again. Batter squares around and bunts it backwards to the backstop, and the count 1-2. So Riggs will take a moment to grab a new ball, and Minen will reset, walking all the way back to the right-handed box. He'll shake off the first sign. Accepts the second. Now ready's up from the left side of the rubber. Looking for another strikeout. Pitch to the plate, and it's on the inside too far with a fastball, and the count evens 2-2. On deck behind Mino with the top of the order with Trenton Prosperi, who's 0 for 3. But definitely a guy who can turn things around quickly. He's a really good player, really good guy as well. Riggs the 2-2 delivery. Curveball gets him swinging, fishing at one in the dirt for his second K. There's 2 outs in the inning with still that runner on first, and that brings up Prosperi. Well, again, last time we were here, we were rained out. It came way before. It wasn't raining while we were actively here, but the field was destroyed, and that's why we're playing the doubleheader here today. And beforehand, we were all kind of joking around. We were meeting up with the other team, just conversing with all their players, and Prosperi was one of the main guys who was having conversations with us, saying, yeah, there's no way they can fix the field, as there's a ground ball right side foul for strike one. But it was fun because the entire Miners team really filled with great dudes to be around. They were fun to talk to, so it's kind of like a fun rivalry today, seeing if we'll split the doubleheader, a team might sweep one side or the other. And, of course, the reverse of that would be being swept. Riggs with an 0-1 count. Pitch to Prosperi. Way outside, goes to the backstop. And Knowles has to kind of spin in a circle to find it. The runner moves in the scoring position off the wild pitch. Again, that's Caleb Braden standing there after his one-out single. And Prosperi has an even 1-1 count. Prosperi again enters this game with a .342 batting average from Fort Worth, Texas, and plays with Rose State. So he's been one of the stronger bats consistently all year long for Madisonville. That's helped them move out of last place and out of the cellar. He'll foul one off right side. That is caught by the man in the bullpen for the Miners. He's warming up over there. And he ended up pausing, looking over, and catching it as it was right at him on the mound. It's a righty warming up over there. Not sure who it is, but could expect to see him soon. As the Hoppers are doing the opposite and trying to use as minimal pitchers as possible to save arms. Because remember, they don't have a plethora of guys they can throw. 1-2, the pitch from Riggs. It's back-to-back Ks, serendipitous. Throw down after drop, third strike, and Riggs is out of the inning with no damage again. Are you kidding? A true shocker that Riggs has been as fantastic as he is on the mound. We head now to the 6th, 7 for the Miners, 1 for the Hoppers. Top of the 6, realized I forgot to ask you guys the trivia question of the game again, so let's ask it here and give you a couple of seconds to respond, and I'll tell you the final answer. Hoppers have quickly reached 16 wins on the season. They matched their win total from last year, and they could be looking for an organization best by the time the season concludes in late July. The best record in Hoptown history while in the OVL is 33-9. In which year was this accomplished? Was it A, 2012, B, 2013, C, 2016, or D, 2019? Go ahead and shoot your answers in the YouTube chat. I'll tell you the answer here in a moment as there's a new pitcher on the mound who got that foul ball. It's a righty, Jonathan Fitzgibbons, a sophomore playing at Dordt University up in Iowa, D3 school. Reigns from Meeker, Colorado, though, where he was an honorable mention All-State pitcher with Meeker High School and was the Western Slope 2A All-Conference Pitcher of the Year. In the order for the Hoptown Hoppers, they'll face 3, 4, 5, beginning with Brendan Mueller as he came up to the plate but didn't get the finishes at bat, as it was Gibson that was thrown out stealing. First pitch, high and away for ball 1. After this at bat, I will give you the final answer to the trivia question. Remember, again, what year did the Hoppers go 33-19? 2012, 2013, 2016, or 2019? The 1-0 delivery, and that is just inside. It was right at the knees. So, good for us. Mueller is ahead, 2-0. As we reset again for the righty v lefty matchup. Fitzgibbons, super fun name. Big leg kick, and Mueller swings right underneath it, just tips it. And the count now 2-1. Remember, have another game right after this, and we're only playing 7 innings, so you have 6 outs to make a comeback, and then after that, we play game 2. So don't go anywhere. You don't need to find a new link for the broadcast either. We'll have it right here, and it'll just be a big break in between. So do not worry. Do not fret. 2 balls, 1 strike to Mueller. As Fitzgibbons of Dordt University readies again. Big leg kick towards the plate. Mueller, right field. It's getting a little bit of carry from the humidity, and it'll land in no man's land. Miscommunication from center, right, and second base. So Mueller reaches with a leadoff single. And that might be exactly what you need to get things started. Let's answer the question of the day. The Hoppers went 33-9 in, the answer being C, 2016. That's when they had their best record. These were the best 4 records they've had, though, in program history in those years. In 2012, they actually went 28-12, 32-11. In 2013 and then 2019, they went 25-13. That was also the last year that they won the OVL championship. Bench hitter coming in. No, excuse me. I don't know what they just... Oh, a pinch runner, it looks like, for Mueller. And to my vision, it looks to be Mark Harmon. Pitch to the plate to Dom Hartman. And that will miss high and in for ball 1. Next pitch, misses again, 2-0, the count to Dom Hartman. He has not gone on without a walk today. It's been a walk and a ground out. Needs a base hit here to extend his 7-game hit streak to 8. Runner on first and no outs. As Fitzgibbons readies after peeking over the first a couple times. Slide step to the plate, tried a curveball that hung way upstairs, did not break, and there's a 3-0 count. From my perspective as a broadcaster, would love to see one back in the zone for Hartman to drill. But for the Hoppers, you don't care. You just need guys to get on, and you need to buy back a couple of runs. Don't need it all right now. Just need to grab a few so you don't have to do it all in the 7th inning. Fitzgibbons, the 3-0 pitch. It is below the knees, and there's a 4-pitch walk. First 2 guys are on in the inning. A single and a walk, and Connor Scheidt will be the batter. Ladies and gentlemen, watch out. Connor Scheidt can send one pretty well into right field. It's a decently distance fence, but not too far unless you go directly down the line. It's a little bit farther than dead right field. As there's a quick meeting between the first baseman, Elijah Jordan, the catcher, Landon Vollner, and your pitcher, of course, Fitzgibbons. Connor Scheidt with the humidity. If he gets one up there, and there's a little bit of wind blowing out as well, that ball could carry a long distance. So whoever's driving by outside of Elmer Kelly Field, maybe watch out and move your car. If you're walking, put on a hard hat, and maybe see if Connor Scheidt can send one deep here. He only has 2 homers, both in the same game against the Henderson Flash, where they had a 3-home run inning in the 3rd and end up winning 10-9 overall. Long pause for the righty-lefty matchup as Indiana Southeast. Connor Scheidt steps up. First pitch downstairs with a fastball. He's ahead 1-0. It was a 4-pitch walk to the previous Dom Hartman, so would probably behoove you to maybe have the green light here. That's 5 consecutive misses. The 1-0 delivery as a sidestep, started to go around, holds up. Doesn't matter. It was outside on the corner for strike 1. Count evens 1-1. And everyone trying to keep hydrated. They know they got an extra cooler down in the dugout. I'm sure everyone's going to be ready for food after this for a long day of baseball. I know I will. The 1-1. Scheidt leaves high and away, and now the count 2-1. Hoppers have won pretty much in comeback fashion. I want to say almost, it's not every game, but I'd say near 85% clip. They're able to pull one out of the hat here. Well, it'd be one. It asks who the magician is in the dugout, and then 2. A very impressive comeback, obviously. Pitch inside almost hits Scheidt instead. He's still at the box with a 3-1 count. So Fitzgibbons has struggled here to begin the 6th inning. Exactly what the Hoppers need to go back to their win against the full count rhythm on the road. They need a little bit of help in that final inning with a few errors and a little bit of luck to eventually push a few across and end up winning. The 3-1 delivery, it's outside, and there's back-to-back walks. The bases are loaded. Nick Johnson, the DH, will follow him up, and with that, we will see a quick meeting on the mound as coming out of the dugout is pitching coach Riley McElfresh, who was a native of Cable, Wisconsin, and a grad assistant with North Central University, a D3 school up in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We look at Nick Johnson so far today. He's over 2 with a fly out towards right and a 5-3 ground out. On the season for Mr. Nick Johnson, he's batting about 3 for 8, including those at-bats against Madisonville, and 400 on the season. Playing with Indiana Southeast. Could start the string a few here together. We look at the line today. It's been 1 run on 3 hits for the Hoppers against 7 runs on 8 hits for the Miners. They got a lot of help in that first inning where Brady Leonard started, gave up 6, and didn't have too much working in the strike zone in that opening inning of action. And here on the Hoptown Hoppers TV network, we'll have Game 2 of the doubleheader right here afterwards, so don't go anywhere. In between games, you'll just want to grab maybe a water, maybe a Gatorade if you need to rehydrate, a little bit of popcorn for an exciting second matchup here late in Madisonville. Nick Johnson readies up in the right-handed box. Facing Fitzgibbons with bases loaded, no outs here in the top of the 6th. It's 7 for the Miners and 1 for the Hoppers. First pitch, it's down in the dirt. No, it's a called strike. Wow. Ball 1. That one skipped up in the dirt, and the Hopper fans who are coming plenty and fill out about, I'd say, 40% of this decent crowd. You could see the dirt skip up from that one, so it's a called strike. I literally threw in a ball. I didn't mean to. On the score bug. Fitzgibbons the next pitch, and that one runs off the plate for ball 1, actually. So, count evens 1-1 on deck. It's Gavin Powell. And the tying run technically stands in the hole right now for the Hoppers in form of Carson Knowles. The 1-1 delivery from the righty Fitzgibbons is at the knees with a fastball for a called strike, and now the count 1-2 against Johnson. Turn back, asking if that one was there. And the Hopper fans very displeased. Johnson going to have to expand the strike zone here with 2 strikes on him. Bases loaded, no outs. Fitzgibbons, big leg kick. He'll deal to the plate. Curveball. And Johnson drives into the shallow center field. That will drop for at least 1 run. It's 7-2, and we're looking to spark a rally in the 6th. One comes across, and still no outs in the inning. Nice RBI single from Johnson, who's come up very clutch in games, and we'll see if they bring in a pinch runner. I was about to say, I wouldn't be shocked. And sure enough, they do. Coming into run for Nick Johnson is number 13. And I will have to take a moment to tell you who that is. So I apologize for the quick hiatus here. Gavin Powell will be the batter. with bases loaded still. It's number 13. I don't have this adjusted. They must have given him a different jersey. I can't tell who it is. Well, they don't have it adjusted. No, not sure. Kind of looks like Gage. Not going to lie. Either way, bases are packed for your Hoppers. Gavin Powell in the right-handed box is ready to see the first pitch from Fitzgibbons. Fastball nailed on the outside for strike one. Powell on the day, coming up for the third time, is 1 for 2 with a 5-3 ground down, a single back in the fourth. No RBIs, as his team trails now by 5 runs, and the tying run stands on deck in form of Evan Jacob, who comes in the hit for Carson Knowles. Powell will leave one at the knees for a called strike, and that one, again, really questionable. It was a little below the knees, it looked like, but they'll still call it there. No balls, 2 strikes. As Fitzgibbons looks in, accepts the sign. The 0-2 delivery after the big leg kick, and that'll leave in the dirt for ball 1. And Knowles will not be the batter on deck. It will be Evan Jacob, with still no outs in the inning. Game 1 of the doubleheader, seeing if the Hoppers can make a miraculous comeback and go into Game 2 with a victory. They have a 16-5 record and sit a game and a half in first place. The 1-2 pitch, Powell throws his hands at it to stay alive as he fouls it into the parking lot on the right side. Heard a big little knock there that sounded like it hit a car. I don't want to put that into the universe because that's never good for anyone, and I never want to be on the receiving end of that, though I know never to park near a baseball field anyways. Whenever we park over at Tiger Field, I make sure to, give myself a little distance. I can use the walk anyways. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fitzgibbons again set from the stretch. From the rubber, he fires to Powell, who pops one up on the right side. It's in foul territory. First baseman chucks the hat, and the second baseman comes up behind him and will catch it. No one will move up on the hit, and there's 1 out in the inning. That's the second baseman, Mitch Minen, with the catch, and that'll bring up, again, Evan Jacob as the pinch hitter for Carson Knowles. Evan Jacob is a RBI phenom as well. Last night he was hitting in the lineup as a starter and ended up bringing in his 20th RBI of the season when he brought Dom Hartman across the plate. He's 7 for 13 so far this year against the Madisonville Miners. .293 batting average with a .386 on base percentage, 9 singles on 17 hits, 4 doubles, 4 home runs. And again, 20 RBIs. Wanting to extend that here with the tying run standing on deck in the 6th. We play 7 in Game 1 of the doubleheader. There'll be a righty-on-righty matchup for the Chalmette, Louisiana native. As the first pitch will come in from Fitzgibbons. It's fired, and first pitch swinging fouled off near the third base dugout for strike 1. And it was his parents that came up and helped serve some shrimp boil a couple of nights ago after the Saturday rain out when we were supposed to play Fulton. That game obviously was rescheduled to yesterday and was hosted, bringing all the team together with Holly Hampton gathering everyone at her place. The 0-1 curveball behind the head of Evan Jacob. Good save from Volner, the catcher. And the count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. On deck will be another pinch hitter coming in for Easton Beatty. Will be Chance Sweeney. So looking to get something really sparked here after the first 4 guys got on. It was a single, a walk, and then an RBI single from Johnson. Bases still juice. As the 1-1 comes in. It's foul tipped backwards, and now the count 1-2. Quick reset here as the home plate umpire is asking for new ball from the Madisonville dugout, and no one is paying attention to him at all. They finally start to figure it out and run out a couple of new baseballs to him. Evan Jacob behind 1-2. Plays with the U.S. Sports University as a sophomore there. Just finished up his season as a catcher, where he had a terrific .284 batting average on 155 at-bats. It's just a drop-off, though, from his freshman year where he led the team in average hits, doubles, RBIs, and he'll swing and foul tip one. It's caught by the catch. No, it's not caught. Thought it was. Count 1-2. His career batting average with the Eagles is a 3.47. 1 ball, 2 strikes here with 1 out and the bases loaded. 7-2 is the score. Fitzgibbons on the mound from the right side of the rubber. He'll fire towards the plate, and his left outside gets away from the catcher. Hartman coming towards the plate. Flip is not going to be thrown. Hartman scores 2 in scoring position as everyone advances at 7-3. Well, they move up on the wild pitch. Runners on second and third, and even 2-2 count for Evan Jacob. He's got a chance to make this one a tight ball game and give us some excitement in game 1 of the doubleheader. Fitzgibbons has only got 1 out so far off a pop out in foul territory. Long pause, and now the 2-2 pitch after the leg kick. Ground ball left side. Third baseman picks it up, throws home as Connor Scheidt runs right into a tag for out number 2, and there's runners on the corners. Jacob reaches on the fielder's choice. And now that'll bring up Chance Sweeney, pinch hitting for Easton Beatty. There was a little bit of collision at the plate between Volner and Scheidt, who came in like a freight train, but they both mentioned real quick, like, hey, we were okay. They checked on each other real quickly, so tensions were not too high on it. As we're trying to adjust the book, and now we will see Chance Sweeney come up to the plate for the first time today. He's 1 for 5 against Madisonville so far this summer. Has a 286 batting average, 18 hits, 12 of them singles, 3 doubles, a triple, and a pair of home runs. One of them here, and that was his only hit he had against the Miners when he faced them. The home run to dead center field, and replicating that here would bring them down by a run. First pitch misses low and away for ball 1. 7-3 the score, tying run still on deck in form of Hayden Hunt with the top of the order. Sweeney resets in the left-handed box to face Fitzgibbons at Dordt University up in Iowa. Looks back towards second. Now comes to the plate with a slide step. It's above the head and caught by Volner, so runners will remain put. 2-0 the count with runners on first and second, and 2 away in the top of the 6th. Really need a couple more runs here. You've scratched across 2, and we want to put up a bit more of a crooked number. Chance Sweeney, who's been really consistent and clutch in times this year. The 2-0 pitch. It's above his head again, and he's ahead 3-0 in the count. If Hunt comes up, it'll be his 4th time today. Looking to expand a 1-for-3 start to his evening. Again, game 2, we'll see a whole different lineup, and guys who haven't been playing come in, as if you're playing both games today, you're going to get extremely dehydrated and tired. Fitzgibbons looks back towards second 3 times before coming to the plate, misses high and away with a fastball, and the bases are packed yet again. So bases loaded, as we now see Hayden Hunt, the leadoff batter, come up as the 8th batter to come to the plate this inning alone. Stephen McNett, the head coach for the Miners, slowly trots out there and will ask for the game ball. We'll see a new cannon out of the arm barn for the Miners when we come back from this very short break. Top of the sixth, still pitching change for the Miners. Cannot wait for a hydration break in between games. Remember, after this one will be about a 30-minute break between game 1 and game 2, and we'll have more OVL action and a Hoptown Hoppers baseball for you right here on this same stream. Well, Jonathan Fitzgibbons just goes 2/3 in this game, giving up 2 runs on 2 hits, 2 walks. He's responsible for all 3 runners on. So if they come in, that'll be more runs against Fitzgibbons. New pitcher is Wyatt Burris. He'll inherit the bases loaded and 2 outs away in the top of the 6th. His team leading 7-3. Burris is a 6'4", 225-pound lefty on the mound. He plays with Siena Heights, though he transferred there after beginning his career with Vincennes University. Did not play in 2024 and 2025. He played in 20 games, but at the plate. He didn't pitch until this past year, where he started as a 2-way guy with Siena Heights. He'll face Hayden Hunt, the leadoff batter, who is up for the 4th time today. He's 1 for 3 with a single. Still a lefty. First pitch that we'll see from him, the Hayden Hunt. He will leave at the letters for strike 1. Good idea to go back to a lefty here. That's who their starter was. Again, the starter for the Miners was Kalen Clarkson. He was a lefty, and he made great work of this team. Pitch again to the plate with the 0-1 delivery. Leg kick and deals. Hunt out of play. And the count now 0-2. And there's now a car siren going off. You can guarantee that one hit a car as you hear the siren go off after it. We still got bases loaded behind quickly 0-2. Gibson, the man on deck. Hoppers trail by 4. They have the tying run at the plate in form of Hunt. The 0-2 pitch again is below the knees with a fastball, and now the count 1-2. And the Madisonville Miners sit in 5th place by a full game ahead of the Fulton Railroaders. The Railroaders are 5-17, the Miners 5-15. Hoppers in first by a game and a half with a 16-5 record. Henderson in second, 15-7. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs and the bases packed. Pitch to Hunt, he'll swing through it, and that does the inning in. Hoppers had a chance to grab out a few more, but they do cross 2. They now only trail by 4 as we head to the bottom half of the 6th here on the Hoptown Hoppers TV network.